Ann.
I'm Jalicia.
And we are Sh3 Vibes. Come vibe with us. Welcome back to Sh3 Vibes.
My name is Jalicia.
I'm Brittney.
And I'm Ann.
Well, thank you for continuing to vibe out with us. Make sure, like always, grab your bottle, grab your hookah, grab anything you need to vibe out. So pretty much, just to give you guys a recap on the last episodes we did, the first one, the second one, we pretty much gave you a little bit about our background before our, after grad life, before grad life, and right now, we're gonna give you a little bit of information about where we are today. Pretty much like our jobs, what we got going on, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. So just to jump into it, currently right now, I'm an accountant. I work for a company that services oil and gas industry. It wasn't always like that. After grad life, it took me a minute to actually land a position that was actually in my field. And I know a lot of us, we went through that before. Yeah, and I know me and you was kind of going through it for a while. You had your time, I had my time when, I guess it took me, like a year before I actually landed a job in my field. I think I was like, after my internship, I was like looking, but for some reason, I was overqualified for half of the positions that I was applying for. So I was like, okay, let me sit back. Let me just go back to the drawing board and figure out what's gonna be my path. What, where I wanna go, where I wanna take this. I know at a point I was feeling like college was a waste because I couldn't really land a job. A lot of people think you can go to college and right after college just
you
a
got
job.
You got an interview lined up.
Yeah.
Nah, it didn't happen like that.
It falls in your lap or something. And
yeah.
It's not like that. And I don't want anyone else to feel like it's like that. You actually got to do the work.
Yeah.
You have to meet and greet. Honestly, it's really about who you know versus what you know. Like for instance, right now, the job I even have, it was because of my neighbor. If it wasn't for me speaking to my neighbors saying, hey, so talk to your neighbors. Your neighbors,
be friendly.
Your neighbors are the
nice.
right? It pays. So make sure you talk to them and, greet them because she really, helped me out with that position. And so just all in all, do more because nothing is going to be handed to you. And with that, like right now, a little bit away from my job, I went through a phase where I decided to become a vegan. And that started maybe a couple of years ago. I started as a vegetarian. You can't jump right into it. Just think that you can go, you could be a vegan. It's not gonna happen. It's like baby step it. So I messed up my first year of being a vegetarian. I did it all wrong. I was eating a lot of bread, substituting pretty much meat for bread, and that doesn't work. And with women, when we eat bread, it just goes straight to our waist, stomach, everything. So I was like, okay, you need to do something different. You need to get away from this completely. So I did my research. So you have to research the lifestyle because it's not anything you just jump into. It's really a lifestyle. You have to completely, remove things out of your house. You might want to don't go to those events, those barbecue cookouts. Avoid all of it when you first get into it.
So tempting.
Yeah, girl. Ooh, all right.
I can't have that.
Right. So that's pretty much about the lifestyle. And as far as the vegan goes, another thing is finance. Financially, how are you today? You know, what does that look like for you? I know in the beginning I was just spending money because I was getting it so fast. Right. Because of the jobs that I had prior to landing my dream job. You know, these jobs just to get by as far as being a server, quick money, quick fast. You know, you get what? In between $500 to be a good server a night to $1,000, depending on where you work, your hustle, how friendly you are, everything. So you get that money, you used to that certain lifestyle, so you just spending it. And then, that's pretty much where I'm at now. I won't spend anything. If it's not gonna make me no money, I'm not spending no money. You know, at this point. But yeah, that's all in all how I am right now financially. So
that's interesting because, like, I know post grad, you know, going and like looking for jobs and stuff like that. It was like, okay, you know, all the graduation gift money, like, you know, that's running out. Like, I need a job, you know. So it's like I think maybe for like 4 months, I was like, okay, I need to like find something because I've been trying to search for jobs in my field. I didn't find any. I couldn't get I didn't get a lot of callbacks. So I started like hustling, like just going to what I know. So I started like doing hair. I started, you know, making pieces like clothes for my friends here and there. And then maybe a few months later, I started working retail for the first time ever. I was like, okay. And that was a holiday season. So, you know, that was like.
Where was it at?
At the Galleria. Agassi when it was open.
Yeah.
So I was working there.
Is Agassi and the Galleria two stores? Or is that Memorial? You
know, there was one at Galleria and Memorial, but I was at the one in Galleria.
Oh,
it was like a huge store.
Yeah.
So I was working there for maybe like 4 months, and then I think maybe the year after I got my job in my field. So all in all, it took me 9 months after I graduated to get a job in my field.
Crazy.
So yeah, it was a very interesting ride. Like, you know, post grad, I wasn't really confident in myself because like everyone else had these plans and had things planned out for their lives and thinking of next. And I was like, I'm just glad to have the semester over with. Like, it was a mess emotionally for me, and I was like, I just want to figure out what I'm doing next because it was a mess. And so, like, from then till now, it's like how I'm making money, how I'm spending money. I'm being definitely more conscious of how I'm, you know, spending and saving. It's definitely been an eye-opener.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think what also helped me is, like, you know, going to live back at home, you know, when I graduated and, you know, staying there. Like, at this moment, I'm still at home, but, you know, we trying to make plans, you know, we setting it up or whatever. So, I mean, hey, everybody, you know, they ain't got it like that. I mean, I didn't have the money to move out right when I graduated. So, like, I wasn't in that financial position. So, I mean.
Because it wasn't planned. Like, when you graduated, did you, like, really plan, like, a specific time that you were going to, you know, get a job that you wanted, a living space on your own? Like, did you have a certain time planned?
I didn't, honestly. For me, how I looked at it, it was like, okay, first I need a job, and I need a car, because I didn't have a car at the time. So I was like, I need a job and the car. I was like, once I get the job in the car, then I'm good. But I didn't make plans. I didn't actively make plans to like move out in a certain time frame, because like, you know, I was just focused at leveling up like my skills and my experience and like, you know, doing like trying to get like certificates or licensing to further my, you know, job or career, salary, whatever. So I was kind of like attacking things one by one. So it's like now that I'm in this space, okay, now I'm thinking about possibly moving out or, you know, making these decisions. So
I moved back from Glenn. I was like, okay, I got to figure something out. So do I go nursing school? Do I go Lone Star? Because Lone Star was like 10 minutes away from my house. So I decided to go to nursing school first. and that was like 30-45 minutes away from my house, and I was working. So that was like a challenge, like waking up early, going to school, leaving there, going to work. Like that ultimately became too much for me. Like it was trying to find time to study, especially nursing school. Like, you know, really now that I know you can't have a job in nursing school. It's just not gonna work. The driving time, like it became too much. So I stopped going to nursing school, and I went to Lone Star, and then I just did the job thing, and I was like, okay, really ultimately, what do I want to do? Because me leaving nursing school was kind of like pretty much I tried this twice. You know, it's not working out, so let me take a step back. Let me reevaluate my life. Like, what do I want to do? So again, I started working at this home health care facility, and it became overwhelming because of the pay, the work, and I'm like, I can do better than this, you know. So then I started researching, and I was like, well, to me, the people that I was working with were dumbasses. So I was like, how can I, you know, if they could do it, like, I can do it. Like, so I started researching how to open up a home health care, and I seen the clients, the money was good money. And actually the guy that I used to work with at the job prior to, we put our heads together and we opened up our own business, our own home health care business. And I just went from, you know, the home health care just took off, you know, with that. So yeah, that's, you know, I'm still, you know, pending, but I'm also looking into other things of how I can help people in a holistic way than just healthcare. So
okay, y'all. So that's kind of all in all about where we are now. And just to reiterate that it's important to know the person behind the story so you can connect better with that person. When we get back from the commercial break, we're going to discuss more so, get into mind, body, and soul and spirituality. So stay tuned. Make sure you refreshing your beverage, get something else, change your mood out, and we'll see you later.
Steve, I'm in big trouble. I need your help.
I got you. Don't worry, man. What do you need? At Goodman & McGill, we offer a wide variety of services catered directly to you. So come to us for whatever issue you have. We can definitely take care of it and offer you very fast and prompt communication and excellent service. That is our motto here at Goodman & McGill. Our services include family law, divorce, child custody, child support, name changes, business and contracts, estate planning, probate, traffic tickets, wills, trusts.
Thanks again, Steve.
No problem. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Here at Goodman & McGill, we take care of all of your legal issues. Check us out online at www.goodmanandmcgill.com.
again, I basically gave myself a restart. Like, okay, you're back at home. You have to think of anything that you want to do. I had my parents again to, give me that extra support. That we all talked about that we're very thankful for was that our parents, gave us a place to stay to just kind of figure it out. What's our next move? What our next move is. So I came home and I also reviewed my spirituality. When I was in college, I used to go to church with my roommates, often. And when I went, I didn't know what I was going for. I didn't feel a sense of comfort or understanding. So, again, when I came back home, I was like, hey, let me revisit this. Is this something that I want to do? Do I want to, build a stronger faith so that I can see my vision become clear, to me? So, I just started reading books about, self. And of course, they ask you to visit, spirituality or religion or whatever. And it was some interesting things that I had to start being honest with myself. My faith wasn't based on my parents anymore. You just have faith because you grew up in a church household. That's what was embedded in
like you born into a religion.
Yeah.
It's not even a choice.
Yeah.
For most people.
And like now you're actually looking into it for yourself with your own understanding.
Yeah.
Because that was also like symbolic, like when you move back home and you're revisiting everything, you have to say, okay, now it's time to quote unquote put my big girl panties on. Right. It's not about your parents anymore. It's not about what they want for you. Like it's a complete reset. Yeah. So again, I studied spirituality. At the time, religion. I also studied my history because I'm like, where do I come from? Because at that time, that's when it was talks that, we were kings and queens and, black girl magic and, all of that started becoming the talk. So I'm like, okay, why am I great? Where's the proof of what people say, that's, going on? So that's when I started finding out that information about our ancestors, and where did we actually come from and our race, and of course again religion pops up because that's what's important at that time. So
all in all with spirituality, I feel that you need to do your own research, do your own work. Don't take everything you hear and see at face value. Dig deep. The power of belief, that's a beautiful thing. Our beliefs help guide us throughout life. So if you don't believe in anything, then I feel like you're just an empty soul. Yeah, you're an empty soul. Like why are you here? Like your purpose, do more.
That's what it was that I was looking for. Defining your purpose. That's the word. Like you start trying to figure out your purpose and you find out what I come in. All my beliefs, my thoughts were based off on a child.
Right.
That kind of that's interesting because when you're trying to define your beliefs and how you're gonna move in your life, it's like I don't know if other people have these thoughts, but sometimes I'm just like, how did I get here? What is life? How did my soul come into existence?
Right.
You start having all these deep thoughts. It's I feel like it's natural. I know for me, I grew up in the church and everything. My my grandmother and my grandfather, they were preachers or I guess reverends back in Ghana. So that kind of naturally is in the family. So it's now even with my mom, she's trying to become a reverend and she's going through that. Yeah, she's going through that process. So it's I I mean, I've grown up in the church my whole life, but it's like, of course, you know, I question things sometimes. Even at a young age, my understanding was, I guess you could say childlike or juvenile, but I still had like certain questions. So I'm just like, okay. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with me, like going through life and having certain experiences, like I feel like I'm always gonna be good. Like I feel like I'm always like protected no matter where I go and what I do. Like, I don't know. It's just like I usually find myself in situations where like I don't really have any previous knowledge of, but it's like it's up to me to figure it out and like go about it. So I feel like I've never had like a tutorial or like someone to show me like how to do this. So it's like I gotta figure it out on my own. It's like it always comes back, you know. I mean, I always come back good. I always come out the gate.
You know, it's some prayer warriors that we have.
Listen.
Grandma, mom, and them.
Prayer warriors? Shoot, girl.
Look, I've been in a few situations where I made it out of certain things, and I just know it's my mom. Or I feel like it's some people have like an intuition or some like a feeling that they get. I know a lot of times my mom would be like, I don't know if you should go to this place, but you know, I'm grown. I'm like, come on now, like really, like leave me alone type thing, right? But the thing is, it's been times where she told me not to go somewhere and I didn't go, and I find out later that something happened, and it's like, well, damn, and what I be damn, you know?
That's true. I always say I just have to talk to somebody like. Women, we naturally, like, that's born into us. Like, you know, they call that a root chakra, you know, in your gut. Like, you feel it. Like, we get it now. The more and more older we get it now. Like, it's just an instant, like, you know, you just know something before it happens. And I just had the argument, I don't think men understand that. Like, they really don't. Like, they don't understand that we're, like, gifted. Like, when we feel like somebody, you know, cheating or, you know, or like doing something that, you know,
ain't never been wrong.
Never been wrong. When something tell you to go, you know, to look into it, you're never wrong. So, you know, again, that's people that are our spiritual guiders. You know, they are put in our path, such as our moms or our elders, to you know, look out for us. And some are physical beings that are physically sent here, and there's some that are spiritually that you can just hear through clairvoyancy, or you know, or that you see it. You know, it's everywhere around us.
I think as far as like coming into one's own, like you also need to figure out like your daily, I guess, habits and like, you know, your physical evolution into your current self. Like for me, I know we're kind of like going back and forth between like post grad and like us now. So it's like between that time and now, it's like I am more, I guess you would say, more intentional about what I do and how I go about things, because for a while it was like I was very like sluggish. I was very like in a depressed mode. I was just like not really in tune with life, I guess. So it was like I was kind of like very more pessimistic, and now I'm more optimistic. So I guess if you want to like get into the mental side of that, I mean that's one aspect. But for me, like I feel like I'm more lively now. Like my diet is better. Cause you
have you're living life with purpose. Like someone actually showed me an image before that it was like a horse looking back at the person that's like telling them where to go, and that's like how life is. Like, you know, life is just looking at you like, you know, tell me when to go. Like give me direction of where, you know, you would like to go, and I'll take you there. And so that's why, again, like you said, it's good to be very intentional, you know, have a plan. But if you're just like out, you know, which is kind of expecting when you're young, you just you want food, you want your basic necessities, you want clothes, and that's it, you know, so that's not really you're not really living life to, capacity for
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's definitely how I was moving. Like, I was not, I was just like going through the motion. I was like, okay, what's going on tomorrow? What's going Like, I didn't really have any direction. So, with this whole mind, body, and soul thing, it's really introspective into like how we develop mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, just to be better people.
Yes, all in all.
So thanks you guys again for tuning in to Sh3 Vibes. We're gonna go on a quick break and we'll close us out.
Oh my God! I just got through watching a great show on Boss Up Houston Network. Have you heard? They're bossing up, okay? And I heard they're looking for you. Any podcasters, talk show hosts, if you're a writer or producer, we definitely need you. Come aboard and boss up.
Are you a small business owner that is struggling to promote your company?
Our topic today is what's your status?
Shoot the dice at this point.
You just shoot the dice. Roll the dice.
So,
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's Attorney. Victoria Blanco.
I love it.
Imagine being televised on a national platform. How about being a host or sponsor on a syndicated podcast? Or being featured on exclusive promotions and interview for your product to your ideal customer? Hi, I'm Kayla Sneed, and I'm head of sales with Boss Up Houston. And here at Boss Up, we like to help small business owners and entrepreneurs advertise, promote, or become a sponsor for one of our television, podcast, or radio shows. All you have to do is click the link down below to see if you qualify. I'll be seeing you soon.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Kind of like as a collective, like Sh3 Vibes, we kind of wanted to bring forth that evolution of, a young adult in these times today. So like, I know physically everyone's trying to look good, trying to, be
Be
cute
snatched.
or whatever. Yeah. Mentally, everybody's trying to get right. Everybody's trying to unlearn certain behaviors, patterns, whether it's, like family issues or, personal, like, and then also emotionally, spiritually, everyone's just trying to find themselves, stay grounded, be at peace.
Yeah.
Just overall being, a better person, being more in tune with like, people and what we actually want to do with our lives. So I think that this is a good collective, and representative of like what
Different thoughts.
what we have, especially in this city, in Houston, like what we've gone through, and then like what our peers have gone through. Maybe you've gone through some of these things, and
Right.
just sharing our stories. Also, like another thing that I really wanted to like stress, or like we want to stress, is like make sure knowing the person behind the story, or if you will, the story behind the person. It's really, I know, like I'm guilty of it sometimes. I don't know, maybe y'all may have had these moments too, where it's like, you're out and about, you may see something that looks a little crazy, or like, you just see people like acting or doing certain things, and it's like, you make a judgment or you make assumptions.
Right.
You be like, oh, why she look like that, or why she dressed like that, or like,
Just seeing someone and making their judgment. So just, like you said, it's just knowing our background. Sometimes people have certain arguments or certain indifferences about your opinions because they came from a different background,
Right.
or they came from a different understanding of what's right, what's wrong.
right.
So again, it's allowing people to know our background. That's why we had our few first couple of episodes, to kind of like the getting to know you or, break the ice so people can kind of see, where we came from versus like now in developing, and becoming. So.
Yeah. And so that you can kind of make those connections and you just connect with us on a different level, because sometimes you watch shows and you see these interviews and, you hear these people talking, but it's like, ooh, like, what do you do? Like, other than that, what do you do? You know? Who are you? Because half of the time you might not agree with them, but you might not know that you don't agree with them because they from somewhere else totally different. Mm-hmm. And so, but if you knew that in the beginning, you would actually be able to connect and understand why that person said what they said or why they believe, in something.
Where they're coming from.
Yeah. And so, and that's what we were really trying to get out with you guys on these first couple of episodes. Just to, really this one is to conclude all of that. Yeah. No more getting to know. Y'all know enough now. So, we just gonna get into it. The next few ones, have fun and
crazy topics.
Yeah, a lot of crazy topics, a lot of good things to come, from us. But it'll
all be surrounded still about the mind, body, and soul. The mental, challenging because we try to mentally challenge each other, encourage each other. The physical, how do we move throughout the day? Spiritual, how do we set our intentions in the morning? How do we set intentions throughout the day, for the month, for the year? So it'll be, basically us explaining, all of that in a nutshell.
Yeah, and you're gonna see a lot more. We're gonna have some kikis, like I like to say, the kikis.
Yeah, kikis.
Yeah,
a little tea,
Yeah, spill a little tea. We do different things on a daily. Like me and Ann got something to do later. It's Nigerian Independence, so
shout out to Nigeria.
Shout out to Nigeria. So. Yeah, so we're gonna just keep you informed. I know you guys are probably doing different things and have questions and going throughout life. We're here with you guys going through the same things, and we just wanna be that voice and start the conversation with you guys about things that's going on in y'all lives, our lives personally. Maybe we can connect. Maybe we can help each other. You know, so that's pretty much what friendship is to me. We all together. We just going through our lives, we helping each other, being a listening ear.
Yeah, going through it, talking it out, be like, girl, let me tell you what happened,
Yeah.
Just like little things like that. Just, being around good company and like a support system and,
right.
Just being able to express yourself freely,
Yeah. And that's really the aim, I can speak, for me is like reminding people, you can be individually you, spiritually you, whatever that's gonna keep you going is what I hope to get out, for this podcast. So,
and all in all, too, make sure you have good people around you too.
Yes, definitely.
Because look, you can take on other people's energy around you, and you don't want anyone negative or anybody that's evil spirited around you and bring down your emotions, have you all out of whack and everything like that.
Right.
So it's just very important to know and vet these people you be calling friends and make sure.
Don't matter how long you know them, it just you just gotta make sure like they're a good person, like because your day one could be the closest person, but then it's like you meet someone else and it's like, okay, y'all hang out a lot, you chop it up, whatever, and it's like they don't really have your back like that,
right?
Like, you think y'all this cool, but it's like they be moving a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely like keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I know on the whole mind, body, and soul and spirituality, I know it's been some few times where I invited Jada to come out to like different events or be around other people that she really don't be around a lot. and her little ring will be breaking.
Yeah.
I know.
That's actually, that's very true. My it's a hematite ring. When you come into, you know, a lot of energies, or it's like a shield. The ring is like a shield to you. And again, if you're coming into a lot of energies that are, you know, vibrating at a lower frequency, then it breaks. Or even with your crystals, you know, when you lose a crystal, they serve no purpose anymore because they have protected you, or they did its job. So, you know, again, I guess what she was saying, I don't personally be around a lot of people. Anyways, I'm aware of that. So it is, you know, just, it's not about picking of, you know, who, what, you'll know. You just know to keep, to be mindful of where you go. It's not just necessarily the person, because you can't put too much energy into, you know, the person and what they're doing. You know, we have to be mindful of ourselves and understand again that we are light. You know, we're light beings. You know, like you said, we're protected. Whether it's our ancestors, whether it's intentions we put out, you know, we're protected energetically anyway. So
right, and you know, I know a lot of y'all probably are buying crystals and getting into spirituality and things of that nature. But it's very important. I know Jay she can give you a little bit more about that too. How it's important to know where you're getting your crystals from. And when you jump into spirituality, don't make it a gimmick, or don't use it to make money, because that's not what it is. You know, if you're gonna be in it, invest in it fully, 100%, mind, body, and soul. not just on the financial tip, because you're in it for the wrong reasons. And I know you kind of touched on that, and I think it's more so dear to you.
It's more so not putting, you know, physical value on things, and always seek within, again, who we are. You know, these objects, these crystals, these, you know, tools, they're just tools to help you. But again, if you don't deal with you, yourself, and who you are, again, where you come from, you know, we got deep into that. It's like, on a regular level, we're still acknowledging that, you know, we're African American. You know, we don't even know who we are. So it's like, you know, that's where the start comes from. Who you really are internally is, again, going to determine that. And these tools, these crystals are an additive. So, again, you know, it's just deal with that first before you try to make a profit off of it, or you use it to help others. A lot of people want to be healers. A lot of people want to be ministers. A lot of people want to do all of this self-help with other people, and they haven't dealt with themselves. They haven't dealt with their home. They haven't handled their home yet. So,
In all in all, we talk about a lot of things on this show. So make sure you guys, if you want to get into the conversation with us, go down, comment, ask questions, and we'll be here open to have a conversation with you. If you got any questions for the next episode, just let us know. You know, we in it together, so we all in it together. So yeah. All right.
Okay, guys, that wraps up today's episode. Thank you for joining us at Sh3 Vibes on Boss Up Houston Network. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Come on, man.